here with Frankie and we're having a deep, very profound conversation about the latest Star Wars movie. Gosh, this was the best movie ever because it's Star Wars. It took me a little while and I did have to stand up. I thought the EllisFamLifers might like to see a little bit of Frankie's personality. Our favorite Star Wars movie out of all time. What's up, EllisFamLifers? I'm here with Frankie and we're having a deep, very profound conversation about the latest Star Wars movie. So Frankie has some thoughts on the Star Wars movie that I had not thought of, and I'm not really sure that I completely agree with them, but as I just told him, I've had about 6 months to really process the movie and get over the big hype of, oh my gosh, this was the best movie ever because it's Star Wars, and actually analyze the movie. And so Frankie's got some thoughts on it that I thought were pretty interesting. So Frankie, what was your biggest takeaway from the Star Wars movie itself?
Well, the biggest takeaway for me was that it didn't build off of episode 7 particularly.
And why do you say that? The reason I say, then why did it not build? Because all I see is we're trying to defeat the bad people while we look for Luke Skywalker because he can save us and he can teach us how to use the Force. And it looked like to me that 8th movie, story did that. Rey found Luke and he helped her, begrudgingly, helped her figure it all out. What do you think, Frankie?
Right, so at the end of episode 7, the whole idea that they leave off with is that, oh, we found Luke, he's going to teach us the ways of the Force and we're going to be able to fight back against the Empire and save the galaxy again or whatever. At the beginning of episode 8, they strip that whole idea away of, oh, we found Luke, let's, save the galaxy, and they make this whole subplot that just wastes time of how Luke doesn't want to teach her the ways of the Force, and then after this whole subplot unravels, he eventually does end up teaching her the ways of the Force, and it just wasted time in the story. It didn't build off of the idea of fighting back the Empire, because the whole movie they spent running away, and they have almost no one left in the Resistance to fight back for episode 9, when the story continues. And it was just odd. They just wasted a lot of time.
You got this whole side story of what's-his-face
Save the animals!
Running off to the slave trade thing with his girlfriend to save the animals, which I thought was kind of a weird, can we get back to the real story now? Subplot that was kind of just annoying, kind of like the Jar Jar Binks of the Star Wars world of, I really want to like these two characters because they're both great actors. Seriously, give them a little bit more substance. So what did you think about that whole deal with this weird connection that Rey had with Kylo Ren? Do you feel like that added to the story, or do you feel like it took away from the story? Do you feel like it will, I'm sure they're going to explore it in the last...
A few things that actually did something for the story, because that kind of added in a bit of mystery. Oh, let's figure out why there's a connection between these two people. To do with the Force. So it's a bit like we can continue that in episode 9 and, explain something crazy that has to do with the Force based on that. Space artillery. That gets on my nerves.
Wait, okay, I don't know what space artillery is. Enlighten me.
That's the thing where the capital ship is shooting at the Resistance fleet and the lasers are curving.
Wait, is that not supposed to happen?
No, you don't just curve lasers without an insane amount of energy put into it.
So are you saying they're wasting energy and that's a stupid plot hole?
That's almost completely pointless for me to say, honestly, because it's just a nitpicky thing.
Okay, I'm following now. It took me a little while and I did have to stand up, I thought the EllisFamLifers might like to see a little bit of Frankie's personality. Get his thoughts on the Star Wars. Now, I think I can speak for both of us when I say that our favorite Star Wars movie out of all time so far is really Rogue One. Tell everyone why we like Rogue One so much.
It kind of had its own little plot and everything, and I think maybe because it was separate from the main titles and stuff, they were able to put their own thoughts and story into it that didn't have to play along with the main storyline of Star Wars. And I thought it was kind of interesting. It was a good little side story that I really enjoyed.
I think what we're trying to say is that it kind of had the beauty and essence of Star Wars that some of the other movies haven't been able to capture since episodes 4, 5, and 6. And they kept it really simple. It just engaged. We had the main character, we had the conflict, and there were no little subplots or weirdness going on. It was just, hey, this is a true good versus evil, and although good looked like it lost in the moment because the main characters die in the end, because of course you know they're going to die because it's, you know, in the middle of the resistance. Many Bothans died to get us this information line. Still, they spun a whole movie off that one line and spun a really good, simple, satisfying Star Wars story. So I think that it boils down to it just captures the essence of what we love about Star Wars. What do you think, Frankie?
Yeah, and I'm a sucker for when you have a plot in a story that's like one teen or one character or however many characters sacrifices themselves for the good of the other characters. I like that kind of plot element.
Yeah, that's a pretty good plot twist. Frankie, one last question. Do you think that the writers and producers of Star Wars are going to be able to redeem it in the 9th episode?
I don't know. I feel like they've wasted too much time. They're either going to have to pull out like a 5-hour movie in order to really, you know, patch up the whole thing, or they're just kind of gonna have to just go with it. I don't know. Just kind of go with it and leave it in all its broken glory, I guess.
So do you think anything will ever measure up to episodes 4, 5, and 6?
Nah.
And personally, what was your favorite episode out of the 9 episodes, not including Rogue One since it was just a side story?
Out of the main story?
Mm-hmm. Out of the 8 episodes that have been produced, yeah.
I'd probably say 5 or 6.
I completely agree. Empire Strikes Back all the way. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you have thoughts about this subject, feel free to comment. I know there are lots of opinions about Star Wars out there. We would love to hear them. If you liked this video, even though it's not really about the twins per se, it's still about EllisFamLife. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe for the channel, and I'd love to see some comments. What do you think about our thoughts on Star Wars, and where do you think the last movie is gonna go? Thanks for watching, and as always, I look forward to next time.